Stone and
African Americans.
play.
African American, he is straight African. How do you see African Americans?
I see y'all as slaves.
And what makes us slaves?
Because you built a nation that controls you.
How does it control us? We got NBA, NFL, we running it.
They use you as dancers and entertainers.
But they paying us $100 million plus.
Yeah, but then they own the money.
So do Africans, how y'all see African Americans?
Huh?
How do Africans see African Americans?
We see y'all honestly as, if you want the truth, we see y'all as our heroes that have given up on themselves.
But I know a lot of Americans that see y'all, they be like African booty scratchers.
It's the persona that the white man has printed on you to dismiss your brother. Because you got to divide me to conquer me with you.
But you divided us and said we are slaves.
Yeah.
But they got y'all too, ain't it?
No, they don't.
You ain't be like, I'm your brother, I'm lost though.
Because I could say tomorrow, if I'm done with this shit, I could go home. You can't go home. You stay here.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakwak Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and shalom to the mighty Akim wa Akbatim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foul captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, I want to talk about, this is kind of a bit of a addition to it. This is not really the main thing, but it is a bit of what I wanted to talk about, because this reminds me of that person, and I'm pretty sure most people have seen someone act in this way that I'm about to explain, where someone just talks so much and they just don't really understand the climate of what's going on, how is the situation being handled, what is the best way to handle said situation, when is the time to stop talking, when is the time to talk, when is the time to say something or bring up or maybe move on to another topic or whatever and whatnot. And this is something that me personally, I absolutely despise it, this type of behavior, simply because me personally, I go through this where I'm talking to people or I'm listening to someone talk, and they just keep on talking in a circular thing. It's it is literally them having damn near having a whole ass conversation with just themselves, and I'm not actually in the conversation. I'm just there. Basically, I'm just there. All right, where I'm annoyed at hearing them talk. I'm trying to give them respect to talk. All right, but they're not even saying anything of substance. And then when you actually because this is the thing that I also this is the thing where when you're talking to someone, and you should all know, especially if you are a Jake and you have your Eve mom and whatnot, who's always giving you problems, and they don't let you speak, they don't let you bring logic into the thing. That's the type of stuff where you're trying to talk about something, all right, you're trying to get down to the bottom of it, solve it logically, but then they just keep on talking and trying to make you forget what you want to say, trying to make and subtly move the conversation to something else when you weren't even talking about. You were talking about the food, but now you're talking about shoes, and it's like, what does the two have to do with each other? And when you try, this happened to me, Slakia. When you try to bring it back, people don't want to hear it because it's like, what are you talking about and stuff like that. All right, Slakia. Anyway, let's actually get into the proper thing. All right, the proper lesson. Okay, so the thing about talking too much is don't be talking too much. All right, don't talk too much. All you do, try your best to be quick and concise to the point, and be done with it. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 16, be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? And another thing that comes into it is this whole fake deepness of it, all right, where you have people that want to freaking say, oh, I'm so deep, I'm so this, I could talk about X, Y, and Z, or I know all about the Bible and stuff like that. And then when you actually ask them, to substantiate any of the things that they say, oh well, crickets. Oh, they don't know what they're talking about. Or you're being so mean. Why can't you hear this, Slakia? Again, past experience. Anyway, the main point, or the main reason why I'm bringing this up is because, this is a thing that, for us being in this truth, we are going to, if not we already encountered people like this, all right, that just don't want to listen. So you need to avoid people that always try to say, oh, I'm so wise, I'm so smart, I'm so this, I'm so that. Okay, because they're always going to try to make things, and that's the thing with this truth. You have people that want to try to speak some super deep thing, like they're trying to say, because the darkness is black and our skin is black, that's why people hate the darkness and stuff like that, like all that type of bullshit. Like, Slakia, I'm filibustering myself right now, and I'm not trying to do that, but I just want you to get that thing and better understand it. All right, so to actually get to the point, and I'm gonna try to wrap it up so I don't be ironically the person I'm talking about. All right, basically you don't need to worry about being over righteous or over wise. The fact of the matter is, certain things like the principle of sharing food, for example, all you have to do is just, okay, here, you want this food, you can have it. You don't want this food, okay, I'll just take it, I'll eat it. Okay, and there's no need to actually get into some sort of like argument and stuff like that, because oftentimes when you call someone out for something that they do, all right, they always try to find some way to justify themselves. All right, they always try to find some way to justify themselves, all right, rather than just decisively Slocky, if you heard the notification thing, rather than trying to decisively just come to an understanding. Because the thing that matters to most people, it's not about if something is right or wrong. It matters about, okay, are we doing this or are we going to do that? Is this the right thing to do, or are we going to, or am I just trying to protect my ego? All right. And again, that is a very common thing among people, where they only care about their ego. All right. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 7, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. And that's the thing, where people are much more worried about, oh, I want to learn this, I want to practice this, that, and third, rather than actually sticking to the simplistic things. Because this truth, yes, it can be deep, yes, it can be complex, but for the most part, it is not that hard. It's not that it's not that complex. All right. Yes, there are mysteries to it, but at the same time, it's a very simple thing, where all you have to do is just, okay, you know what? The fact of the matter is, Slocky, the fact of the matter is, Slocky, I'm getting distracted. The fact of the matter is that, we are trying our best to get down to the bottom of things, and especially with what YAHAWASHI wants from us. So as a result of that, we don't need to be saying, oh, I'm going to learn, I'm going to go study, I'm going to do this and the third and whatnot. All right, rather than just focusing on the one thing that we need to focus on, which is YAHAWASHI, okay, or his expectations for us. All right. So yes, we learn. It's good to learn. It's good to know certain things, of course, but you don't need to go out of your way to keep on learning. Sakya, you don't need to go learning. I need to learn about how the Muslims do stuff. I need to learn how to do this, then all that stuff. Like, that's not what we need to do. Our only goals really is just, what does YAHAWAH and His say? It's just like a parent teaching their child. A parent will say to his child, okay, yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, all right, but I don't need to, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. A parent might say to his child, do this, do that, but the child say, well, what about this? I want to go to this side, okay, or what if I want to go play or explore on MySpace and something like that, and then okay, well, that's the Predator's website and stuff like that, and then it's like all these kids don't know, all right, they don't need to learn about it. They just need to stay safe, and that's basically the thing with us, because oftentimes stuff like that happens where simply because you learned it, you get enticed. Okay, there have been people that get enticed by in Muslim faith, they say you get I don't know, 7 virgins, 40 virgins, or whatever the number is, all right, and then that's an enticement, and that makes people say, okay, well, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go be a Muslim. I definitely want those 40 virgins or whatever and stuff like that, all right, or whatever doctrine that they say, or whatever thing that entice people. It's different for everyone, all right. So next, continuing on, Proverbs chapter 20 verse 19, he that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets, therefore meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. All right, so yeah, this is the thing where you don't want to be around someone that's going to go and talk a lot. And again, that's the thing about these people, especially these Jakes and these, well, I'll just say Jakes because that's the only thing that matters. These Jakes, they will go around learning all these different doctrines and stuff like that in order to try to entice people and make people say, hey, come over here, you need to do this, you need to do that and whatnot. All right, and it is a thing that is very prevalent, I guess, where you have these pseudo intellectuals, Jakes, and it's not just Jakes, but I'm just, in terms of relevancy, I'm talking about Jake. So you have these pseudo intellectual Jakes that will be talking about stuff and trying to, teach people to go and do stuff. Well, you don't need this type of stuff. All you need is just the truth, one decisive thing, where if they can't answer your questions in a clear and concise manner, and they always have to, kind of move the goalposts, do things in a roundabout way, or because that's the thing that I experienced when I was a kid. I would always ask some sort of religious thing, like, say for example, a perfect example. Okay, I will tell you. Okay, honestly, what happened with me was when I was going to school, I went to when I was a kid. I went to a church or something like that, whatever, some religious thing. All right, where I asked, will I be allowed to torture the people of someone that I hate when I go to heaven? All right, that's literally what I asked. And basically they couldn't answer the question. So what they did instead was they just talked about some random shit and stuff like that, and not really addressing the thing. And I'm over here thinking, like, why the fuck are you not answering my question? And then I just let it go because I mean, it doesn't really matter, or I don't care. I didn't care. I didn't care at the time because I was literally just there. They basically forced me to ask a question. I asked a question. I didn't get an answer to my question, and then they said, okay, well, fuck this kid. I don't want to hear his questions anymore. And then it's like, okay, well, that's it. Like, that's lucky. That's the thing. And even then, with the scriptures always say, be ready. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 15, but sanctify the Lord Yahawah in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. And that's the thing, where we have to be able to have a reason to be able to answer all these things. It's not about, okay, well, someone says, where in the Bible does it say that, where in the Bible does it say, or someone asked me, for example, where in the Bible does it say that, Esau is going to go extinct? Or where does the Bible say that, only Israelites are going to be saved, X, Y, and Z, and stuff like that? I can't just say, well, actually, you have to realize that because of all the slavery that we went through, blah, 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 this thing, you have to understand, it's not fair, X, Y, and Z, like all these emotional talk. All I need to do is, okay, here's a scripture, book, chapter, verse, that's it, like that. And that's really how you answer it. There's never ever a reason where if someone asks a simple question, you have to go on a whole. That's sometimes there is a reason to lecture, all right, because there's context that goes behind it. But at the same time, if someone's moving to another topic altogether, sometimes it just gets a little annoying. It does get a little annoying. What I will say though is, not always is that the case. Sometimes you do want to give someone the benefit of the doubt, but ultimately make sure that they are going to answer it, at the end of it, and bring it all together. All right. So continuing on, Proverbs 17 verse 28, even a fool when he holdeth his peace is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. That's basically the thing, where let's say, for example, if you are stupid, if you don't know anything, if you don't understand anything, simply just keeping your mouth shut, you are viewed as wise, okay? Because you're not opening your mouth to make yourself look stupid by revealing that, okay, look at this, I'm stupid, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, like all that like that's a very important thing where that's a very important thing to note, where being able to really just shut up and humble down, that is a very important thing. That's a very beautiful trait to have. All right, like that's admirable. All right. So, with that being said, let's continue on. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 14, and fool also is full of words, and man cannot tell what shall be, and what shall be after him, who can tell him? And that's the thing where, again, a fool is always going to be talking and flapping their gums, okay? Let me actually see if I have, let me see the, NIV. A fool multiplies words, though no one knows what is to come. Who can tell, Slakia, what will happen after them? Okay, basically the folly, as this thing says, the verse highlights the folly of a person who speaks excessively without understanding the uncertainty of the future of their own eventual fate. And that's basically just, that's actually a good thing. Well, you never know what's going to happen, but yet this person is talking, and it's like saying, for example, if someone says, is there a filter in the air conditioner or something like that, okay, and they just say yes, okay, they say yes, and then you believe them, you take their word for it, and then when you actually use it, the truth reveals that there is no new filter. It's still the old one, or it's just empty. The filter has not been replaced. So then, okay, well, now the air conditioner is pushing out dirty air, and it's making everyone sick and unhealthy. So that's why it's like someone is always ready to talk without knowing. Someone's always ready to talk and say all these different things without just taking a step back to shut up and just listen, all right, or even verify, okay? Because if someone, that's the thing, Saki, that's the thing, that where you will be in a situation where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go do this. Is this good? Am I able to go do this, or is there an issue with it? And then someone will just say, oh yeah, go ahead, it's fine, go ahead, like there's nothing wrong. And that lie, that being reckless, puts people in danger. All right, and I've seen that happen before multiple times. That has happened to me multiple times as well, where I took someone's word for it, and that's why I try my best not to listen to people, because they are not trustworthy. All right, Proverbs 10 verse 19: in the multitude of words there wanted not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. Again, as we said, someone who just stops talking, that person is wise. The tongue of the just is as choice silver. The heart of the wicked is little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. It's very important to just stop talking. There are going to be people that might seem like, oh yeah, I'm so wise, I'm so smart, I'm so knowledgeable and stuff like that, but in actuality they're fools, because all they do is waste time speaking rather than actually comprehending and understanding what's actually going on. All right, so it's a very destructive thing, and you don't want to be a part of that. All right, so yeah, this basically watch out for this type of stuff. All right, watch out for these types of people. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Hashem, YAHAWASHI, Hashem, Rakwakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great most son of Bible and Shalom.